fire in Bangor this morning left several people homeless. We'll have the details. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. A former gubernatorial candidate charged with possessing images of child sexual abuse is heading to prison. And Maine nurses filled the State House to speak out on a bill that would set staffing standards and ratios for healthcare facilities statewide. Thank you for joining us. We'll have more on these and other stories coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Friday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Lou G and Fredericks across the Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Here's what we're looking at now. Small craft advisory is being trimmed back. This last little bit of it was trimmed back at 11 a.m. So we're looking pretty good in the advisory department now. We're watching for a little bit of activity that's moved away from us now. I know the radar looks a little wobbly this morning with some technical issues upstream from us, so nothing we could do there, but that's since been corrected, so that's some good news. But otherwise, though, the weather is looking pretty nice. So zoom things down, give you the bigger picture. Area low pressure right here tracking off towards the east. So finally done with this and several dry days on the way. So if you're looking for reasons to get outside, you will have opportunities to do so. Mixture of clouds and sunshine will be the general idea today and into most of this evening as well. Well, at least no sunshine, I should say, of course, so they'll be set, but some clouds will be moving in as well as we do proceed forward. But otherwise, though, we do have wind, at least a little bit of it, about 5 to 10 miles per hour overall, but finally started to calm down for the most part with a little bit more wind as we head towards Saturday evening or so. So for today, not too bad at Cinco de Mayo, upper 50s mostly cloudy. Some sunshine also expected with that north wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. By tonight, 41 degrees, partly cloudy again. Northwest wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow looks like this, lower 70s, partly cloudy, breezy and warm with that northwest wind at about 25 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies at times, temperatures in the 50s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. Fire crews from several departments responded to a fire this morning in Bangor. It was just before 6 o'clock when crews were called to an apartment complex on WVII Avenue. Flames were shooting from a multi-unit apartment building when they arrived. Firefighters worked quickly to make sure everyone made it out safely. Officials say crews began fighting the fire inside the building, but when it became too dangerous, they sounded for the alarm for everyone to get out. From then on, they battled the fire from outside until the flames were knocked down enough to return inside. The fire was out for the most part by 7 this morning. At last check, they were still dousing hot spots. No injuries are reported, and it's unclear where the residents will be staying after the fire. Investigators will also search for the cause. A former gubernatorial candidate charged with possessing images of child sexual abuse is heading to prison. Elliot Cutler has been ordered to spend 9 months in prison after pleading guilty Thursday in Ellsworth. Our David Ledford has more.
I am embarrassed, ashamed, and deeply, deeply sorry.
On May 4th, Elliot Cutler pleaded guilty to 4 counts of possession of sexually explicit material of a child under 12 as part of a plea deal with the Hancock County District Attorney's Office. Cutler will serve 9 months in jail.
This crime is not all of who I am, nor all of who I have been and will be. I will devote the rest of my years to making amends as best I can.
The 76-year-old former gubernatorial candidate will report to the Hancock County Jail on June 1st. Cutler ran for governor twice as an independent, using his own personal wealth to finance both campaigns. He lost by less than 2 percentage points to Republican Paul LePage in 2010 during a multi-candidate race. Last year, Maine State Police say they found more than 80,000 sexually explicit files at Cutler's Brooklyn residence. He is sentenced to 4 years with all but 9 months suspended, not including time subtracted for good behavior.
With a backlog of cases, it's very unlikely this case would have been reached for at least 3 years. I'd rather get the convictions on the 4 counts that we got today and the sentence we got today rather than never reaching this case.
After his release, Cutler will be required to register as a sex offender for the rest of his life, rather than the 10 years outlined in the draft sentencing agreement. He will also be on probation for 6 years. Additionally, he will pay the maximum $5,000 fine to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. In Ellsworth, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
3 people are facing charges following multiple arrests in Brewer this week. On Tuesday, Brewer police say an officer had observed a suspicious person entering and exiting the Circle K when dispatch reported a theft complaint at that store. Police say when the officer entered the store and approached the subject, he refused to identify himself and resisted arrest. Brewer police say the man, identified as 37-year-old Gary Vernon Tweedy, was in possession of more than 40 grams of fentanyl as well as approximately 3 grams of methamphetamine. Tweedy was taken to the Penobscot County Jail and charged with aggravated trafficking in scheduled drugs, refusing to submit to arrest and other charges. 45-year-old Amy Barnes of Orrington and 19-year-old Kobe Nevels of Stockton Springs were arrested on Monday after an incident at the Brewer Walmart. Police say they were dispatched to the store for a theft complaint, with a female subject fleeing the scene. Officers arrived and Barnes allegedly resisted arrest and briefly struggled with one of them. Police say Kobe Nevels started to interfere with officers, resisted arrest, and pushed an officer on the scene. Police say a search of their vehicle yielded a significant amount of drugs, including fentanyl and meth, as well as a fake vehicle inspection sticker. Nevels and Barnes were both arrested and taken to the Penobscot County Jail. They face various charges, including theft, refusing to submit to arrest, and drug possession. Police arrested a Winthrop man as part of an ongoing investigation into the trafficking of crack cocaine in Kennebec County. After an earlier undercover purchase, police say they arrested 32-year-old Jonathan Brown at his apartment. Police say they found $5,000 worth of cocaine and crack cocaine, along with thousands in cash and a handgun. They say Brown was charged with Class A aggravated trafficking in scheduled drugs and taken to the Kennebec County Jail, where bail was set at $30,000. One person died in a head-on crash on Route 152 in Palmyra just before noon Thursday. Police say a vehicle driven by 67-year-old Robert Sylvia of St. Albans was heading south on the El Hill Road when his vehicle crossed the center line and hit a Maine Department of Transportation tractor-trailer truck head-on. Sylvia was pronounced dead at the scene. There was also a juvenile passenger in the car who was transported by ambulance to Northern Light Sebasticook Valley Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The crash is still under investigation. State police are also investigating a deadly crash in Hodgdon. They say 49-year-old Timothy Crowley of Carey Plantation was traveling south on Route 1 when he lost control around a curve. His Ford Explorer ended up going into the ditch on the right side of the road, where the vehicle rolled over, throwing Crowley from the vehicle. He was pronounced dead at the scene. What caused Crowley to lose control is still unclear. An accident reconstruction expert was called to the scene to help look for answers. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, cruise ship season has officially started. When we return, we'll take a look at the big welcome in Bar Harbor yesterday.
Living in Maine means long, cold winters and hot, humid summers. Whatever the weather, Bangor Heat Pumps is your solution. Open 24/7, Bangor Heat Pumps takes care of you at home or at work. We operate statewide and service all brands and models. Understanding moving can be stressful. We will help move any units you may have. We offer a veterans discount in our home with a Capeless Hero discount. Visit us online at BangorHeatPumpsLLC.com or call or text us at 307-7746. Bangor Heat Pumps.
Maine is a one-of-a-kind beautiful state, and there's no better way to see it than from the air. Fletcher Mountain Aviation offers an aerial experience like no other, featuring seaplane flights where you will see the best views in Maine from the air and land on Maine's most beautiful lakes. An experience you will never forget, with views from the northern Maine woods, Moosehead Lake, and Katahdin regions. Come fly and see our beautiful state from the sky with Fletcher Mountain Aviation. Visit our website here or scan the QR code to book your flight today.
Hey Red Sox fans, you've got to play You Pick 'em Red Sox at foxbangor.com. Local weekly winners receive prizes from Herman Meadow Golf Club or The Local. Register now at foxbangor.com. You Pick 'em Red Sox is sponsored by Bruns Chiropractic Clinic in Bangor, Eddington Store in Eddington, Maine Collision Center in Bangor, and Twin City Tile in Brewer.
This is our latest hearing aid, packed with 20th century technology. Why beige? To blend in. You know, so it's almost invisible.
You mean like this?
How did you do that?
Treat your ears to $260 off Eargo 7.
All the nonsense.
I'm right.
You may be right, but you're not smart.
Meets no nonsense.
I'm not here to argue. I'm here to rule.
Judge Judy.
I always have the last word.
Weekdays at 5 on ABC 7.
You've probably seen those ads on TV with the out-of-state 800 number that look like information from Medicare. Some even suggest that your zip code will get you more benefits or even money back. You guessed it, those ads are misleading. So don't call that out-of-state 800 number when your help is right here at home. Do what I did and call the Senior Planning Center. They have trusted professionals all over Maine.
Call the Senior Planning Center at 223-6565. That's 223-6565.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
A jury has found 4 top members of the far-right group, the Proud Boys, including its former leader, guilty of seditious conspiracy in the violent January 6 attack on the U.S. Capitol. The Justice Department successfully argued that the men were involved in organizing a failed plot to block Congress from certifying Joe Biden as president. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington with the latest.
High-ranking members of the far-right militia group, the Proud Boys, now staring down potentially decades in federal prison after a jury handed the Justice Department a major victory in its January 6 investigation.
The evidence presented at trial detailed the extent of the violence at the Capitol on January 6th and the central role these defendants played in setting into motion the unlawful events of that day.
Prosecutors using videos, text messages, and social media posts to show members of the right-wing extremist group, quote, saw themselves as Donald Trump's army, thirsting for violence and organizing for action.
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
The DOJ proving that after former President Trump lost the 2020 presidential election to Joe Biden, Ethan Nordine, Joseph Biggs, Zachary Real, and former militia leader Enrico Tarrio were involved in a failed but violent plot to block the peaceful transfer of power. The jury finding all 4 guilty of multiple felonies, including seditious conspiracy.
Department of Justice very rarely charges seditious conspiracy. It's a political crime, and I call it treason's cousin.
Another Proud Boys member, Dominic Pizzola, seen here with a mob, using a stolen police shield to break a window at the Capitol. Acquitted of the rare sedition charge, but found guilty on other felony charges, including obstructing a congressional proceeding and assaulting officers. And these guilty verdicts are the latest in the more than 600 and counting convictions in the DOJ's January 6 probe. A special counsel is also looking into former President Trump and his alleged role in the riot.
At the State House Thursday, a debate over whether to pull the plug on CMP and Versant and hand control of Maine's electricity to Maine people. A bill would create Pine Tree Power, a privately operated nonprofit consumer-owned utility. Under the plan, Pine Tree Power banned from using taxpayer money. Supporters say the company would finance itself by issuing debt against future revenue to purchase all the facilities. The company would be required to keep all workers at the utilities it's buying. Supporters say it's time to prioritize customers, not investors. Opponents question whether the concept would even work.
I don't believe that a citizens group could take care of the infrastructure, just as right now Maine isn't well taking care of bridges and roads and things like that, so it's just another thing.
With investor-owned CMP and Versant, Maine has some of the least reliable utilities nationwide with the lowest customer service ratings. We need a utility that is local and responsive to the needs of the people it serves.
Welcomed hundreds of tourists to kick off cruise ship season. Devin Dagnold has that story.
Bar Harbor's tourist season kicked off as hundreds of cruise ship passengers came ashore Thursday morning.
Yeah, being here in Bar Harbor is great. We're excited to see what you guys have to offer and, explore a little bit.
The tourists were welcomed by t-shirts, hats, and signs that all shared one message: Bar Harbor welcomes all. The group that organized the warm welcome is known as the Association to Preserve Plus Protect Local Livelihoods, or APPLE for short.
APPLE is a group of local businesses, individuals, and organizations that have banded together to help protect our livelihoods and way of life by standing for a reasonable and balanced approach to tourism regulation.
According to Charlie Sidman, one of the locals who spearheaded the recent initiative to limit the amount of cruise ship passengers allowed in Bar Harbor at a single time, APPLE is not a representation of what the town wants.
They are representing that the town welcomes the influx of people from the cruise ships. And as evidenced by our vote in the initiative referendum last fall, 60% of the town or more does not welcome this inundation of people from cruise ships.
According to Apple, the town of Bar Harbor expects to receive 129 ships carrying over 200,000 passengers during its 2023 season. And they claim those passengers have the potential to bring millions of dollars of revenue to the town. In Bar Harbor, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
An update now to the water issues happening in the town of Milo, where a boil water advisory remains in effect. We spoke to a water representative who tells us the repairs to the water pipes have been made and there is water flowing. The town has had to take 5 different samples of the water to make sure everything is safe. At this point, they are waiting for the test results. Until then, the boil water order remains in place. They say they hope for results soon, but folks could be waiting until after the weekend. Keep an eye on Milo's Facebook page and our website for any updates. After the break, we'll introduce you to a teenager with a heart transplant. She's teaching all of us the meaning of determination. We'll be right back.
I used to wait to run my dishwasher till it was super full. Now, I run it daily. Weekdays. Weekends? You might think that's wasteful, but it's not. Even half loads use 80% less water than hand washing, saving $130 on utilities. Cascade, dare to dish differently.
Good checkup? No, great checkup. Nailed it again.
Keep up the good work. For great checkups, Crest has you covered because Crest Pro Health protects 100% of your mouth for 24 hours.
Look, Mom, no cavities.
Crest.
With AAA insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
Goes XL. I predict a record-breaking week. The celebration is on.
I'm 40 just like Wheel.
And we're in a giving mood. Double the chances to win the million, plus a chance for you at home to win a vacation and cash. So the contestants are happy to help. Well, this will be nice. May break the bank tonight. You were so serious there, and then you... The important thing is, will you be here? This week on Wheel.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
Maine nurses filled the State House before a hearing with the Labor and Housing Committee on Thursday. They were speaking out about a bill that would set staffing standards and ratios for healthcare facilities statewide. Our Matthew Jaroncic has the story.
So I ask the legislators, please don't do this to us.
Their interests are in money and shareholders. Our interests as nurses at the bedside are in nurses and patients.
Nurses in favor and opposition of LD 1639 expressed their thoughts on a bill aiming to require a maximum patient-to-staff ratio of 1:3. Opponents say the rules are too rigid for some of the healthcare facilities in their staffing levels.
We're very concerned about the inflexibility of that bill. We have to have the ability to flex up and down. We have to have the ability to assess the environment. We have to have the ability, nurses have to have that decision-making ability.
Nurses in favor say it would mean less stress on them.
Nurses at the bedside, even charge nurses, we don't have any say in if we take on additional patients to our unit.
The language of the bill also said it, quote, establishes a minimum direct care registered nurse staffing requirements based on patient care unit and patient needs. specifies the method to calculate as a healthcare facility's compliance with the staffing requirements, protects direct care registered nurses from the retaliation, and includes notice, record-keeping, and enforcement requirements. End quote. At the rally ahead of the hearing, Northern Light Mayo Hospital ER Nursing Director Brent Watson explained why he is against the proposal.
We want to stay flexible, and we want to provide the optimal care for our patients that are arriving through our doors, and making sure that we have the ability for nurses to critically think and make judgment calls to protect our community.
Mary Kay O'Sullivan, a registered nurse in favor of the bill, says this would help provide the best care for patients.
It would be a dream for us to know that we're not going to be forced into situations that are unsafe, where we have too many patients to take care of, patients who are too high acuity and too sick for us to adequately deliver care, the care that these patients need.
In Augusta, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
We're hearing about a true fighter from the Buckeye State, a high school senior who'd already distinguished herself as both a star athlete and student. She's teaching us all the meaning of determination. ABC's Will Gantz has her story.
Ebony Sherwood is a star senior at Stebbins High School in Dayton, Ohio. She's student body vice president, captain of the track team, a varsity basketball player, and a 4-year football player. But on March 7th, the unthinkable happened.
We were stretching. We did our first couple sprints, and that's kind of the last thing I remember about that day.
Ebony collapsing during afternoon practice. With no pulse, trainers started chest compressions on Ebony and used an AED machine. Eventually, the 18-year-old was transferred to University of Cincinnati Medical Center, the very same hospital that helped save Damar Hamlin's life after he too faced a cardiac event on the field. Doctors learning Ebony had suffered the dreaded Widowmaker heart attack, and less than 2 weeks later, she underwent a heart transplant.
Ebony's had a heart attack and a heart transplant. She's a kid who's never been sick a day in her life.
But Ebony is a fighter, already up and walking again.
Where do you find the inspiration to fight as hard as you're fighting?
Mom just taught me, you don't give up, you don't quit. Kind of just keep going, one day at a time.
The staff at UC Medical Center reflecting that inspiration right back to her, throwing Ebony her own prom since she missed the one at school.
We got together our group of coworkers and just decorated and tried to make it as special as possible because, you know, every girl deserves a prom.
Her goal now, to walk across the stage at graduation.
Her getting to graduation, I feel like, means more than just getting through the classes and getting the grades. It's really that she's, like, fought for her life and gotten to that point where she can get across the stage.
Ebony and her mom are so grateful to the trainers that helped save her life that day, and they're now on a mission to get more people CPR certified and increase access to those AED machines. Will Gantz, ABC News, New York.
Turn Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Saliba's Rug Cleaners in Bangor is the best and only spot you should go to for your rug cleanings. Serving Maine for more than 70 years, we care about your rugs. Clean rugs last longer, and our family takes pride in being the professionals that you can trust. Our cleaning process consists of soaking your rug in a bath, shampooing, rinsing, and drying in a humidity-controlled dry room, making sure no detail is overlooked. Need a repair? We fully service every type of rug for you. Saliba's Rug Cleaners.
We care about your rugs.
Max True Value Hardware in Unity is the best option year-round for all of your home improvement projects. Backed by one of the leading paint manufacturers in the United States, Max will color match or custom mix any color for you. We care about your pets too, carrying all of the essential pet products in our store. During those cold winters, we take the extra step to help with wood pellets ready to load on site. We also fill all size propane cylinders year-round. Max True Value Hardware. We take pride in serving our community. Let us know how we can help you today.
When Dover Audiology wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Come to Dover Audiology and find out where people from Kittery to Eastport go to get their hearing aids. Knowledgeable, friendly, and reasonable, Dover Audiology is your best place for hearing solutions. Ready to create your backyard oasis? Alexander's Professional Landscaping will work with you to create your perfect outdoor space. Work one-on-one with our landscape designer to create a unique garden to fit your family's personal aesthetics and lifestyle. Have our pros install your new lawn, deck, or patio. Schedule a consultation today by calling 573-4497. Alexander's Professional Landscaping, the way landscaping should be.
This is our latest hearing aid, packed with 20th century technology. Why beige? To blend in. You know, so it's almost invisible.
You mean like this?
How did you do that?
Treat your ears to $260 off Eargo 7.
We got some new information during the break, and according to the town's Facebook page, the boil water order has been lifted in Milo. If you're traveling internationally this summer, prepare to pay if you need a passport quickly. About a third of Americans will travel overseas this year, and processing passports could take up to 13 weeks, according to the State Department. There are some options to help speed up the process. AAA is teaming up with Rush My Passport, a passport courier service. A 1-week processing option is $799, and a 2-week option is $599. Discounts are available for AAA members. If you're heading overseas in less than 9 weeks, you can try to get your passport processed through the urgent travel designation on the State Department's website. Your congressional representative might also be able to help. Now let's full forecast with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, here we go. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, they are paramount. Give them a call for a free estimate today. Here we go. So the last little bits of the advisories are getting out of here now. This is a small credit advisory posted until 11 a.m. this morning. So now that is out of here. Still some river flood warnings posted, though. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Those are up at least until further notice. Wave height still active at around 4 to 5 feet, so below advisory criteria, but still active for a few of us. You have to look further out towards sea, where you see the green areas to see any kind of active surf from there. In fact, I can probably pull this map out a little bit more. You can see all the green farther out towards sea as well. So the ocean, rather active moving out toward parts of the Atlantic Ocean. Let's get back here at home, though. You might notice the radar is kind of making you a little bit dizzy, right? So that was a technical issue upstream with our provider. Nothing we could do there, but it's been fixed up. They were working on that this morning. But the weather, either way, has been pretty nice for us as the last of the precipitation has since gotten out of here with high pressure parked right overhead. So overall, we're looking pretty good, and we're going to be nice for the next several days with plenty of dry days on the way. No precipitation anytime soon. Futurecast moving forward, a mixture of clouds and sun. The general idea today, some clouds again later on tonight, but sunshine to start things off as we head towards your Saturdays. So definitely a good time to get outside and enjoy things. Some clouds expected throughout the afternoon. No big deal there. And again, we'll see things clearing out again as we head towards early Sunday morning. So a lot of nice days on the way there. Some wind to deal with, though, but I think we can handle this, right? Some gusty winds reaching up to around 20 miles per hour at times today. But backing off later on tonight, at least dramatically, though, as well. So a very peaceful night on the way tonight. Before tomorrow, though, more winds on the way. So I'll have to watch that moving forward, reaching up around 20 to 25 miles per hour in a few spots. So, all right, your temperature history. We've been pretty cool the last few days, though, running below average and at least 60 degrees, about 1 degree below normal. The lower 50s the last couple of days. We've been kind of on a roller coaster ride between above and below normal. But I think you're going to like the future here. Average high is 62 degrees. Upper 50s, a few degrees below normal today, but lower 70s by the weekend. That'll feel amazing. Then 60s and 70s at least the next few days as well. Getting close to 70s at least as we head towards next Thursday. So for today, though, upper 50s on a Cinco de Mayo. Mostly cloudy, some sunshine also possible. North wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. For tonight, lower 40s, partly cloudy. The northwest wind getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, here we go. Lower 70s, partly cloudy, breezy and warm. Northwest wind getting up to about 25 miles per hour. Paramount Paving extended forecast. Lots of dry days on the way. This will be pretty nice, right? With a mixture of clouds and sunshine. Lower 70s for the weekend. Mid 60s by Monday. And then lower 60s as we head towards your Tuesday.
Finally spring. Thank you, Devin. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening on ABC 7 News at 6. And congratulations to all the college graduates.